prepared, I guess we ready to, I still think we ought to have a prayer and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we love you tonight. We ask for your hand to be on every aspect of this meeting. Let every decision be made according to your perfect will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay. The city meeting, the city of Saltillo is reconvened at this time. We suspended last time to cover the grant prospects. So at this time, the purpose of the meeting is, you're gonna extend the minutes, right?
Right.
Okay, the purpose of the meeting is, we've got the, 79,000, what was the most of, what was 79,000, do you know the total?
816,
It was,
79,815.92.
okay, 79,815 what?
92.
Okay, so we was gonna decide how, Vanille, when you, went through and I looked at it too when we did that on computer. Now, we're doing the, exemption, $10 million exemption.
Right.
Was it any specifics as to how we need to word that as to what we was gonna use it for, like, I mean, I was,
There's additional training that I've got to sit through Monday on the 21st.
okay.
That is going to kind of lead me into putting everything
Okay,
in.
now, cause what I thought was, like, I think Greg was, his request was, is this your wish list here, Greg?
Yes, sir. I got
Okay.
I passed out a wish list and just some ideas and just a parts report. We can get to that part later.
I mean, the thing on, like, if we did decide to get computers for the, library, I think that would be sufficient, cause kids out of school during the pandemic and they need a library in our area, so I think we're just gonna have to word it to where it would
I think
qualify.
you listed under general services.
Yeah. Can I
Yeah,
ask,
because it falls under different categories, and that's our category.
before we get too deep in the wish list, I think this is what you're talking about. I just wanna make sure. So we don't have to itemize tonight what we gonna do with the money, as well, I understand, right? We just
Yeah.
need to earmark it on how we're gonna spend it, right?
No, well, we need to decide, we've got, now, we spent roughly 25,000 on the police car. And that's all we've,
You have to, by April, the end of April,
Does it have to be itemized out, or can it be a
no,
No.
area?
we got
A
to,
service.
we have to decide tonight what we're gonna spend this money we got on.
you have to be in contract by the end of March.
But
For
how-
whatever
how-
you're gonna, how
how
you're gonna spend it,
specific
then you
does it-
report it in April.
How specific does it need to be?
I would assume pretty specific if you're asking for, because they're wanting to know if we're in contract for things, and, I mean, so like, because we did contract like the purchase of the police car, which has already been, that's a complete purchase.
Yeah,
But,
we knew we
the
could
only
do
thing
it.
I was concerned about is if you had to start the spending before the 31st. And I'll know more after the class Monday.
I think if we can get as close to 79,815 as to what our wish list is, then once she go to the class on Monday, then we'll have to try to list those under the qualifications that be eligible for the
Right,
expenditure.
and the same items will have to be budgeted. So if it's spent before July 1st, it'll have to go on last year, we'll have to amend the budget for last year, like the police car.
Right.
And then the rest of it will have to be budgeted on the 22-23 budget.
Well, now, this 79, if we decide we have to amend the whole 79,000 on this budget.
Right.
Because we got it
That's
in the bank.
Yeah,
So we have to amend the budget that we received that, but now we have to,
but anything that we put on this wish list, like if we're doing computers or whatever else, then we're gonna have to budget that out. So, but we actually have a line item for like computers and things like that. You know, your capital assets for your police cars and, you know, so we do have the line items to take care of it. We just have to make sure that everything that we're saying we're gonna spend is accounted for in the budget. Whether part of it is on this year and part of it's on next year,
What is the
even though the
class
funds are received
Monday?
here. I'm sorry.
What is the class Monday?
It's for, to show, It's going back over the final rule and then showing me how to actually enter the information into their system, the DUNS system.
Is it on the computer or is
Yes.
it
Yes. And I have already registered for it, but they only allowed like 85 to register online. So I'm hoping I got in. Because as soon as I got the email, I registered. Because I was kind of surprised they weren't doing but like 85. So,
Okay, so, but now, what's getting me with, I know you're saying that we, amend the budget for a certain part, but what we'll need to do is amend the budget for $79,815.82.
right,
And then we need to put in our budget what we spent that money for.
right, right.
So that's basically it, but,
I mean, that way when we're audited, they will go back and show that we were appropriated this amount of money. Even though part of it may be spent under
well,
various
now, they're gonna
years.
approve
Right.
what we
But
spend.
it still has to match what we put in our budget.
Right, right.
Like the $20,000, so I'm guessing $20,000 for the car. You know, we'll go back and add that to this current budget to show that that's an appropriation for us. And then if we have the 40-something thousand left that's gonna be spent, you know, in the next budget year, then we can budget it out that way,
Okay.
but we're still going back to the same report.
But, what we'll do, and then, like I say, it's under the $10 million exemption, so just
Right.
about everything that we spend money on will qualify because it's an exemption. But now, as far as myself, and we'll go with each one, and then what we'll do is try to tally how much we got pretty quick here, and we'll know, cause we got 79,000, next year we'll have to do the same thing if we get the other 79,000. Okay, so, I mean, we spent 25 on the police car, and myself, I'm just projecting, I think we need a maintenance truck, and I'm hoping that we can all agree maybe up to a maximum of 15,000 on the maintenance truck. If we do it, that'll get us a pretty late model truck, I hope. And, that's 40,000 now.
and then I thought the 16,008 was coming out for
Okay,
the
16,000.
sirens.
Yeah, 16,000, let's say 800, so 800.
So that leaves,
It's 56,800.
that leaves $23,015.92.
Okay. Now, has anybody got any, what do y'all feel that we need the most? Greg, I got yours here, but, maintenance vehicle, we got that there, and then I see on yours, I guess you give it to everybody, 4 window air conditioners for the gym. We definitely need those for sure. Tractor will implement for mowing ditches, I don't know if we can get that in this round.
On that, the tractor that we had bought, or that piece of equipment, 2 years ago, would we be able to buy just the pieces to use that tractor for the ditches? We can't.
No, it's got a front end loader on it, which they used up at the school. Greg, them used when they
Yes.
took that down, but it's got a leveler on the back to where if we did have to do the roads at Half Moon Lake, or we had to do the roads at the other thing, it's got a leveler where it can just level them,
Okay.
and I don't think it'll do ditches though. No, I know it
Well-
won't. No, it won't mow them.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we kinda talked about, and I talked to a few people, that tractor is a little large to be trying to mow the side of the road
Yeah,
with.
heavy. I mean, we actually needed it, but we need a smaller tractor to mow on the side of the roads. But 23,015.92 now, freestanding range. Some of this, like this range, Greg, I don't think we have to get it out of the pandemic money. If we need a range at the community center, then I think the cities are shaping up to buy a range
Yeah, and I think,
and a microwave.
yeah, as you speak of those two items, you know, if, wherever it comes from, it's needed, whatever budget comes, but you can go to Lowe's and they have those, you know, marked down items quite often, so. But that, I mean, I just had a broad brush of different things that may be interesting to people and what is, you know, something we could certainly
So I think
put it to good use.
we need to say first, do we all agree that we wanna spend $3,000 on air conditioners for the, gym?
Does anybody else have that talk to people, have a list of suggestions? Did anybody talk to
I did,
Teresa?
yeah.
Talk to, what do you mean, talk
I-
to people?
What I
Just
did, I
asking
just,
for
I just
suggestions
talked
on
to a few
things
re-
that the city could use.
I asked them what would they like to see us, the city have or do differently. And, I got several different things on that. I don't know if it could be money spent from this or not, but, and this was from a man, and I was kinda surprised, but he was talking about keeping up the beautification downtown. He was talking about, he would love to see in the summertime, music, if there could be money set aside to have music on the weekends one night, you know, 1 or 2 nights a month, to, when people come in, that they have someplace to go and do something. I had someone talking about down at the river, says, you know, we're calling it a river park, but we don't have anything there. Said if you had picnics, and they were even talking about having a gazebo or something.
TWA won't let us do that.
Okay. The community center, a lot of people are concerned with the community center. That was brought up, potholes, and I told them that I think that would come out of a different fund. The museum, there's things that, if with us starting up the new museum, that we're gonna have too. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of money, but, you know, for it to be nice and people coming in, you know, we're gonna have some money put in that, I feel.
Okay, as far as, potholes and stuff, like I say, we are already in, negotiations with, I don't know what Bruiser's, I don't know what his name of his business, but they do roads and stuff, but it's about, and they supposed to be coming down, but now that come out of streets. We can take that money out of streets to repair what we can on our streets, because that's what that money's for, gas taxes for streets only. And we can use some of that money to repair potholes and stuff. And I talked with him actually last week, and he said it'd be 2 or 3 weeks before they start doing asphalt. And I told him, I said, well, if you don't get back with me, do you mind if I call you? So he said he didn't. So I'm gonna stay on top of the potholes. And
I
that
think we
would,
need to really watch our money on that, because if they do this tax break on gas in the state of Tennessee, which they're talking about doing, we won't get anything for a bit.
we still gotta fix our holes though.
Well, I understand that, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we need to pay closer attention to the money that's in our street fund,
Think about
if
that.
they do that.
Okay, so potholes, and then, as far as the music downtown, we had several little events last year, but, I mean, I think we can entertain that later. I don't know that has to come out of this pandemic. What we're discussing tonight is what to come out of this pandemic money. And some of the stuff that you just named, Ms. Morgan, I think that's just part of infrastructure, it's just part of operation of the town, and we do have the tax revenue that came in, that gave us extra revenue that we could address some of these events with that, and not the pandemic money. Just like Alderman Billings talking about a range, if we need a range and a microwave at the gym, then we can buy that out of general funds, I would think. Now the popcorn popper, Greg, we have a popcorn popper.
Well, it ain't no count.
It ain't,
No, I took it and tried to clean it up, get it going,
Won't
and
work.
it's been neglected far too long, won't work. It's still up there though, I took it back.
industrial generator, disaster relief, what we need a generator for?
Well, that's been discussed a few times about different things, that if we had something someplace that didn't have electricity, you know, this was kinda, before we started talking about putting electricity down here where this barbecue's coming, if you had an event down there on the river and you didn't have access to electrical, you got something you can use down there, or who knows, if power goes out and our generator up here that's not working during a disaster or something, that it may be handy, but it was just another item of
Okay.
interest.
Okay, so now we've got $23,100, $23,015.92
$15.
that we're proposed on what we can spend it on tonight. I think a lot of these items that you got right here, with the exception of the air conditioners, can be coming out of just general expense. But, now, if everybody think that we wanna do the air conditioners, we can add that to the list, I think, as far as the pandemic.
Yeah, it needs them,
I agree.
especially Greg's got in the dehumidifiers, that's the most important part. A lot of moisture in that gym. And we've been talking about putting them in there 4 or 5 years.
Dehumidifier for, now those air conditioners, they don't come with dehumidifiers, do they?
Well, there's a couple you can get. That particular model there is, and that's about the range of the price for it. They don't sell them at Lowe's, I don't think. But just, you know, if you're gonna get a decent air conditioner, it's gonna be somewhere in that price range for $24,000.
Right, $600, I think.
Yeah, $600
for sure, for those. We
I
bought
just
it.
saw that, I thought that was interesting to have that capability, cause it.
But they don't come with dehumidifiers.
Yeah,
though.
this particular model,
Okay.
Amana did have one with the dehumidifier.
We might be cheaper just to buy air conditioners and a couple of dehumidifiers,
Well-
rather than let them just run all the time
Yeah,
dehumidified.
I think that would be something to think about too, just like, on here I mentioned about the, potential for the museum to have a dehumidifier placed in it. But either way you go, I don't, you know. I think the main thing is, we gotta have some air conditioning in there, in the gym. What we've got is not adequate, and it's probably draws a lot more current than a newer model would.
Okay, do we wanna address that? Is there, I mean, how do y'all, please, do you wanna go ahead and put the air conditioners on here?
I think we should.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we're looking at, Vanita, you getting us $3,000 for air conditioning? All right.
It'll leave $20,015.92.
And everybody in town gets benefit out of that gym.
Right,
Okay.
If you, Greg, if you added up all the things that you have on here in relation to the gym, cause there's a whole bunch of different things on here. If
Yeah.
you added up, the range, the microwave, let me see what's next, replace the floor, build a support beam for auditorium, that's not gym, repair the gym galley, replace floor in the restroom. If you added up the, several things that the sink, do you have a total of what those would be? If you did the things that you have on this
Now,
list?
stainless steel for concession stand won't run them $600.
Say again now?
Stainless steel sink for the concession stand, $600.
Well, I just looked at a few different things that were out there, like a single basin, stainless. I mean, you can go to Memphis at Lit where they sell used commercial stuff. But I'm just, you know, we're brainstorming here, and we're wish listing the things that we see that we may need, so it can go up or down. But the total figure on this page will be more money, I think, than we got, because there's some things here that we may want to address either through this fund or another fund that I don't have an estimate on, like some of the repairs. But
Well,
So-
I think if you're gonna, if we're gonna do things in that galley area there, where the refrigerator and the stove and all that is, the first thing you gotta do is fix the floor.
yeah, well, let me,
Cause that floor is
yeah,
dangerous.
well, let me go back.
In
for
the
a second.
gym?
Yes.
Now, what are you talking about in the galley?
Over by the
Right by the
stove
refrigerator, I almost fell through, it's
Oh,
all.
really?
Yeah, when we were doing Christmas
Yeah.
stuff.
Pretty rough.
It's bad, it's rough.
I know that one bathroom's pretty bad.
Yeah, and that one.
Well, yeah, we
bathroom-
gotta have one of them locked off, cause it was really in
Yeah.
bad shape.
Let
But
me,
every one of these things that you have on here about the gym, I think maybe would agree that, but if you added that total up, I wondered what that would be, because if we take it out of the general fund, you know, we do when you talk about 300, 500, we can do that out of the general fund or whatever he was implying, then that number adds up. And can all of these are needed, so if you do them all, would it be a better idea to do it with the money, the 79,000? Or would it be, cause when you add all those up, then that's a lot coming out of the general fund. And if you're gonna do it, if we're gonna fix up the gym, you know, the bathrooms and the kitchen and the floor, all needs to be done.
Right.
It doesn't need to be piecemealed, I don't
Right.
think. What do y'all think?
No, I don't either. I think we need to fix it first. I think that's the most important thing if we're gonna work on the gym.
And,
Do
I
y'all-
was looking at cabinets at some place, you remember the old Kmart store in Jackson?
Yeah, they sell,
They sell, I was blown away how
Mhm.
the stuff they sell. And those cabinets in there too, you know, are awful.
Those cabinets are old cabinets.
But they're hinging off the door.
Well, we just need to fix the hinges, cause what it is, the air conditioner's inside that top cabinet.
Yeah,
And you have to open the cabinet doors and somebody just tore them off for the air
but
conditioner.
it looks terrible. I don't know if it can be fixed or not. I don't know anything about that.
Well, if they're not falling in the bottom, you can take the doors off of them and just, you can see what you got stored right there. I mean, you gotta be too fancy.
You
I mean,
didn't,
if
no,
can-
you could just, put things in tubs like
Right.
we already do.
Yep.
But, I think that, all the things that you've listed, that we've talked about with the gym, I guess Darnell's adding that up, but would be a good use of the money. Whether it's this money or the next money.
If we have any left, it'd be nice to put in a couple or three more benches down there at the landing for people to use in concrete, like what we got.
Could TWA, would they let you have, like, several people that I talked to mentioned, it's kinda like what somebody else said, I don't remember who it was, but, our riverfront was one of the best things we've got. And a lot of people don't, that if you don't have a boat or you don't live on the river or whatever, it's not any way other than sitting in your car and looking at it. But, someone said, you know, some concrete picnic tables down there kinda under the tree, but I don't know if they won't let you do that?
No,
That goes there? So we really can't do anything to the waterfront?
well, we can, but they don't want people camping or picnicking down there.
Well, people sit in their
They're
car and
picnicking
picnic
down
down
there
there
Well,
now,
I know it, but
and on
that's,
the bench,
well, I mean, well,
but they're not supposed to?
no. I mean, that was the
That's a
agreement
shame.
we had now that, I mean, and then you can't have commercial vendors down there, so, I mean, that was part of it.
Aren't we having commercial vendors for the barbecue? Is that not a commercial vendor? Or is that not considered a commercial vendor?
Well, I don't think it's considered, cause I think they just giving away prize money, I don't think they actually selling.
Oh, they don't sell their barbecue?
Well, I think I mean, at the end, you can't, but it's not just a vendor selling, basically, is what they told me now.
Yeah.
But if they got something left over and you wanna buy it, I guess they would sell it to you.
Yeah, well, I think it's different too, that this is a actual festival, it's not like somebody taking their food truck down and just setting up. I mean,
Right,
this is a
well.
one-time deal.
Okay, so what y'all wanna do is fix the gym then?
I would vote for
I think it'd be good if folks could see a completed project, so I'm in favor of the gym and the auditorium that Greg's got down here, I think.
Well, now the gym, we was thinking perhaps it was a question about it, it could be part of the safe shelter as a housing or feeding people in the.
Right.
And that, so I think we could get by with that, but, I don't know how much it costs, though, I'm telling you, I didn't know the floor and there was, falling in. Have you found somebody that can fix it yet, Greg?
Well, I haven't got that far down the road, but while we're talking about floors, in the auditorium in I'm saying the, southeast corner is pretty weak back there too.
On the
So-
stage?
Opposite the stage, the very back of the room.
Okay,
Closer
yeah, I
to,
know
so
it.
it's,
Yeah.
it probably needs to take a look. I'm no construction guy, but I really haven't got that far to ask anybody to look at it, other than in the side room where the floor is completely gone. That I think about $1,500 to fix that area, but it's no floor there at all. To the, right of the stage, that little room is gone. It fell completely in, so I had somebody clean it out, and just the floor hadn't been put back yet, but But if I go back, just one more thing, we mentioned the concession stand a little bit, so, and it may not take a lot of money to do that, but of course, if we're gonna have concessions in there, for a couple of events coming up, we probably need to get together on water running in there. It has an old sink in there, but I don't think it's hooked up or anything, but, I mean, do you think they need water to run that for an event, or?
Well, we used to have it, I mean, it, like you said, the sink, I know the sink you're talking about now.
Yeah,
But, no more than we, of course, no more than we use it, the sink, the water lines is just loose on it. Of course, it needs a water heater in there, I guess, if they're gonna use hot water, you know. The hot water's in that little side room.
Oh, yeah, I saw that over.
Yeah,
But I'm just kinda thinking that, you know, the plumbing part and that sink may be okay to get through an event or two, cause like I
Okay.
said, we haven't had really much in there, but, just
Well,
another item.
okay, $3,000, I'm calculating this now, for the 4 window air conditioners. And then you got, let me mark that off, and then you got, range, 500 for the range, and then the microwave, you got 200. Some of this I think is a little, I think your microwave's a little cheaper than that. Maybe, I don't know, though, I ain't been in the store in a while. Okay, dehumidifier, why don't we just, instead of buying the air conditioners with the dehumidifier, cause then the air conditioners have to run and we just get 2 dehumidifiers. So, I guess 500, you got that, that's 4,200. And then, the floor,
You know that room, you know where the drapes are in the gym? They cover those little dressing
Yeah.
rooms or whatever? Just to the right of that, where that storage room is? I don't know what that was used for. But after you get about this far under that cabinet, the whole floor is open to the basement.
ain't no basement under that
I mean,
gym.
open to the,
Okay, you talking about,
that little room to
It
the
would be
right.
behind the stove and.
yeah, I know,
on the
well
second
now,
wall.
I talked with, we had already contracted a guy that did the roof on the school, and he's supposed to, I talked to him last week, and he said he would come and fix, what it is raining in the top on that side over there.
Well,
That's
is that
what the
what
white
what
is,
is that
yeah.
white, you know, there's about 12 feet or so
Yeah,
on the west side of the outside of the building, facing, Willis's property, is, the bricks are like white. Is that mold or something on the
yeah,
outside?
vines used to grow up on it.
But it's a big, if, this is red, this is white, and then that's red. I didn't know
Well,
if that was
vines-
water causing that.
The vines used to be growed all up on there, and I don't know, the fascia up there is rotted out. That's what this guy had charged us, he wants $2,200. I think whenever he done the roof on the cafeteria back there, he had gave us a price of $2,200 to fix all that fascia and the end rafters on the side of the gym over there. And he said he still wanted to do that. But then, once we address that, then we need to address, like you said, the floor inside to where, so, I don't know where you wanna spend then, I mean, I think you're talking, I mean, the popcorn popper grill, you got 400, is that what you said?
Yes, sir. And then, hey, and about the popcorn popper, if you buy one before this festival and you sit out there and pop popcorn, it'll pay for itself in a day. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
so I got,
Well, you know.
I knew it would
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
okay, now I've got everything he's listed with the
You don't
exception.
sell any popcorn in the daytime.
About the sink, did you get the
Yeah,
sink
We're at
on there?
Riverdale.
No,
You
the
go after
sink's in the
dark.
concession stand, but,
Oh, I thought that meant.
True,
the-
man, we won't sell
Oh.
it back.
it's out there in
Yeah,
that little
just,
bit.
yeah.
Okay, so what I didn't do, the concession stand, I hadn't got the generator, I didn't do, commercial playground equipment, didn't do, we might could do that on the next one, replace floor repair, restroom and gym. Now, I think that needs to be repaired. And then whoever does it can do the floor back there too, I guess. But, I don't know how much that'll cost, so we got 4,600 now. Do we wanna just allot $10,000 for the
What do you
gym?
think the floor will cost? That
It
floor
ain't
in the
cheap.
kitchen and in that little
Materials your
room
problem.
is off the
Yeah, I
floor
know. Yes, it ain't cheap. Well, and then the bathroom too.
and the bathroom too.
Yeah, so it's 3 of them. I wanna say,
That's a lot of flooring.
right, I wanna say maybe $10,000 or $15,000
Yeah.
if it's done right.
Well, two, please keep in mind that a 2x4 by 8 is like $9 right now. Now, of course, you might get a little cheaper at Bucks, who we do business with, but
Yeah.
lumber is expensive right now.
Yeah, but
So,
this is gonna need to be treated,
Yeah, this is
so
expensive.
it's more expensive.
But it's a good, all the people I talked to, almost everyone mentioned the community center. And then more than half mentioned, using access to the river in some way. And now, if we had $1.2 million, we could buy Mr. What's his name? What's the man that owns the property down there, pays me? Carl, Mr. Carl, but we don't. But if we had a way, maybe in our long-range planning, have a way for people that don't have a boat or whatever to have access to the water. Cause that would be, I didn't think about it cause I live on the river, but, and we have a boat. But a lot of people, those were the two things of all the people I talked to, either a few of them said both of them, but everyone said one of those. And the community center. The community center and the
What I
river.
don't understand is what they mean by access to the river.
I don't know, you see, they just said a way to enjoy the river kind of thing. I didn't quiz them about that, maybe I should.
Well, I wonder if we could put another set of steps going down more toward the old ferry part that would, even if it just went to where some like pontoon boats and stuff could pull up right there, if that would take some pressure off of the dock part down there being so congested and
Well,
people.
What I'd like to see now, just in principle, is, and it would probably leave all of y'all's concerns about the river, is if we could get a format and get things lined up to where we could get that dike up down by the ferry ramp at a 45-degree angle. And it would kick all the stuff off the dock. The dock could be extended to that peninsula, and then people could walk out on it and fish. I mean, not on the dock, but they could walk out on that peninsula
Yeah.
and
How,
fish.
would the TWRA let you do that? Or
Yeah.
TVA let you do that?
Well, now, I think they would let us do it. It's about getting funding. It's about us petitioning TWRA and all to assist us with funding to do it.
How much?
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing we could do.
Yeah.
$million project,
And that would take care of all that. Then we could extend the dock all the way down.
Oh, yeah,
Because if it was at that angle, when the water come down, it'd hit it and kick it out in the middle of the river.
right down to my dock.
It'd kick it off of your dock.
When who cleaned the dock? Who
Yeah,
cleaned the
Karen
dock?
told me.
It ended up right in my dock.
Well-
Because, here's the reason why it doesn't usually. It's because the river is over those big rocks.
Right, right.
So it went right over the rocks and got hung on my dock.
Well, actually, when it comes down from Dickey Landing, it makes a curve there, so it throws everything into the bank. But like I say, that we could get that put out there, and I think we'll start trying to work on it. Maybe in the next year or two, we could get that out there, and that would. Man, I tell you, I thought I cut that thing off.
How much, just a rough idea, how much would
Oh.
that cost?
About $25 million.
Yeah, let me call you back. I'm in a meeting. Can I call you back?
The thing is
I ain't
that
far off.
if we can't have a
Alright,
picnic at the top.
See if I've got my wallet in here.
Yeah, if we can't have a picnic at the top and then we can make a levee to go out there for people to walk on, that don't make sense.
Say what now?
If it's flood, it's gonna take it all out.
Well, it's not gonna flood
Oh,
because
what
they do it
she's-
with riffraff, huh?
I don't think you heard the first part of her.
Native American
She said,
study.
how can we have that with picnic tables on that when we can't have any
No,
picnic tables?
nobody's sitting at the
Oh.
picnic table.
They,
Would be a grant
I
you
project.
said-
just said fishing.
I just said people can walk out there and fish off the bank. I didn't say nothing about it.
Can people fish? Well, you can't fish where you are. No fishing at the landing.
You can't fish where they put the boats in. you know.
No, but, well, people fish down there where the, ferry used to be.
And that's the most dangerous place to fish there is, cause it's like a humongous drop off where it, the ferry came up there. I mean, it's like way down there. There's like
That's why we got the, that's why we got the gate
thing
across
up,
there.
even
But
though-
if we had that, I mean, we gonna have to find a way, Alderman, to deter the water off the dock. And that's the main principle, because if it don't, that dock's not gonna hold, I mean, another good flood or two and all that debris just keep piling against it, piling against it. I think we need to try to address that, and then that would serve two principles, like I say, but still, I think we just need to figure out on this money right now, how much do we wanna allot for the gym?
Well, you said the floors be 13 to 15.
Well, I got 4,600 here, and that's for the air conditioners, the stove, the microwave, dehumidifiers, that's everything.
I would think it would take $12,000 anyway, if we wanted to fix our gym up and have the floors done, because we need to do the floors before we even consider buying anything else. And until you do that and get the places that are bad in it, we're beating ourselves up.
Well, that 4,600, then if we did
4,600
12,000,
plus 12,000.
that's gonna leave 7,600 for floor repairs. I don't know if that'd get it.
What did you say 12 was for?
She said 12,000.
I said 12,000, just as putting something out there, cause we need to
Doing
put something
the
out there.
floors.
Doing the floors and buying this stuff.
Well,
So that's 16,600 right there, but you think the floors will cost more than that anyway?
Well, no, I mean, I was counting, I mean, she said, I don't think the floor will cost no more than $12,000, surely.
Oh, I thought you said 13 to 15. Maybe.
Well, that's including what he put.
I was talking about the stove and all that too. But now, whatever I mean, we've got $20,015.92, so.
so
I mean,
let me ask you a question, cause they keep asking about costs and things. So what we need to do tonight is determine, this is kinda what we wanna do. This is what we're planning to budget on. And then we've got, 5 years to spend it, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
so we got time to get some formal estimates from somebody to say,
That's right.
all right, here's kinda what money we got.
Yeah.
I know, but we got to present something to them
That's right.
as to what we going, you know,
Right,
so.
right, so if we get those other items we need, and then we say, okay, we got this much left, we're gonna budget this toward the gym floor, bathroom, kitchen area, whatever, that. I
What
don't know
can
if
we list 15,000 for? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what we can list the 15,000 for the air conditioner, the stove and all that stuff.
Air
Can
conditioners,
you not say,
equipment, floors.
Did you say it's
Updating-
community
updating
center, repairs and updates?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you don't have to, that's what I was asking earlier. You don't have to itemize it. You did, what you just said was good enough?
yeah, I think so, you know, I mean, see, we're gonna submit that to the state. and-
I know it. But we don't have to itemize it like he did here.
Not until we spend it.
But
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Then we
wouldn't
have
it-
to break it
When we
down.
say we're gonna use it on, wouldn't that be like, I think of the environmental caption there that's, for the community, I think there's something, I watched some of the videos, but it was something about an environmental
Well, it's
expenditure.
public health and welfare.
There it is.
Yeah, public health
yeah.
and welfare.
So there you go, yeah.
Okay, so we're
So
looking
you're going to
at,
15 now on that?
so we're looking, that's what we say, 15,000?
You said 16,600 is what I added together, right here.
Okay.
46 and 12.
So is the 15,000 including the 3,000 for the air conditioners?
The 16,000?
Yeah.
Yes,
Do 16?
and what that's gonna leave is roughly 11,600 for floor repairs.
Well, let me see, he didn't number these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Is it 15 or 16? 16?
16,600 is what it, the two
Okay.
numbers the mayor gave.
So if we take 16, what we say 16, that's 4,600,
4,000, 1592.
and then plus 12,000. That's 16,600, and if we take that away from 20,000, 15,92, that's gonna leave,
$6,415.
huh?
$6,415.
Okay, so that leaves $6,415. Okay. Okay, so Vanita, you got, you got, 40,000 for the police car and the truck, and then 16,800 on the sirens, 56,800, then 16,000 for the
Senior
extension
center
of.
repairs and updates.
Right,
Okay.
okay, and that leaves
Have you
6,000.
got the siren in there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I
Mhm.
didn't hear that.
At least $6,415 now. What else was we, the computers for the library,
And police,
huh?
and police.
What do you mean in police?
Oh, yeah, the
We are having
computer-
to upgrade our software, and you have to have Office 365 in case computer will not take 365.
That's not on here.
No, it's a wish list.
So, it's, you need a new computer
Yes.
for the police, and how much is that?
How much was yours?
Well, mine was a computer and printer, it was 1,800 and something.
A little over 1,000 probably. For
Yeah,
the
cause y'all
computer.
told me I could spend 2, and I spent less than what they budgeted out for me.
Okay, so let's just say, for the police computer and for the library computers, $2,000. So that'll leave $4,415.
I think we need to understand about the library computers. This says laptops to be checked out,
What does that? Where says that?
right here on the top shelf, on the top line of this
We
wish
should
list.
purchase a 3 to 4 month laptop to be checked out. Oh, I didn't see that.
That's just,
I don't.
I'm just saying,
recommend
if you
that.
got desktop
I
versus
don't recommend
laptop,
that either.
it don't make me no difference.
Yeah, I think it need desktops, really. I mean, it's.
Yeah, if you have
whatever.
laptops, they're too easy to walk
Well,
off.
and I'm gonna say this, and I think we've all kinda said, well, I've said this and I'll say it. If we're gonna buy computers for the library, we need to hire somebody to open the library up. I mean, why are we gonna buy computers for the library when the library is not open?
Now, I have a lady that is wanting to volunteer part of the time, which I don't know that we'd need it open full-time here.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, one day a week?
More than that.
Well,
Well, what are you
Benita,
looking
when
at?
do you, is that ceiling fixed yet to where it can be
Yes.
opened yet?
Yeah, it's fixed.
So she can start
It just needs to be
anytime?
cleaned up now.
Okay, well, I was waiting to find out that to see, because she's driving to Savannah at least twice a week to carry her kids to the library, and she said she'd be glad to open it. She's got, 2 little kids that, even if we did it a half a day for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we need a commitment to the library if we're gonna commit to buying computers to it. I mean, we can't say,
Well-
we bought, we took this money and we bought 3 new computers and put it down there, but we don't really have anybody there.
Well,
You know
I
what I'm
think we need to
saying?
get it operational first.
Well, it is
No,
operational.
it's not. I mean, it ain't operational right now. I mean, we ain't got no computers or nothing in there for them to come up there to use.
Have
Well,
we
there
don't have
was
any,
some computers up there.
there was one at senior citizen 100 years ago, but I didn't,
Well,
I don't
2
know
weeks
about those.
before my son died, he come up there and brought
Mhm.
computers.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
when it leaked, they got wet.
And they
The
ruined-
room was right
Yeah.
above where they were.
Yeah. They won't even, some of them won't even come on. We were hoping that maybe I could salvage maybe some of the monitors that's on the other side, but
you can't.
I haven't had time to really to go up there and fiddle with all of it, so.
My thing about the computers for the library, of course, my son is over technology for one of the school systems around here. But, making sure that it's protected so somebody real savvy cannot use it for inappropriate things that might expose children to that. And I'm sure y'all, whomever's looked into that already knows that, but,
Well, if you force them to use Chrome, you can put them on a Go Guardian, which records everything that person's been on.
yeah. I think you would need to do that in case something came back and have a login. Of course, we're not here to talk about
Okay,
running the
yeah.
library, but
If we don't wanna do the computers at the library, then what do we wanna spend the $6,415 on?
Well, we're gonna take the police computer out of that?
In
Yeah,
that
we
case, and
can
then you're
do
gonna have to
that.
keep in mind, if you don't replace Kay's computer, she's not gonna be able to upgrade
Well,
the
That's
system.
what,
Yeah,
we
but
have
we
to
It'll
have
do
be
to-
that
gone
now.
in
Yeah.
1 year.
We're gonna have to
Right.
place that right now.
What
Yeah.
if we went ahead and got at least one computer for the library so that we will have one there, and then we can see how much people are actually gonna use it, and if we need
It's a good idea.
more on next year when we get that other, we'll add the
I
amount
agree.
that we
Well, I
need.
don't
I think
agree,
that's
because
good.
if you put one up there and then you got two people up there, you got problems.
Well, you put a time limit on it, like they do at other libraries, where you can only use it 30 minutes.
Well, what else
Or
have we
however
got,
long.
what else have we got on our list that we wanna spend this money on?
I would like to put some more benches in concrete at the landing. I'm gonna say it again, I would like to do that.
Are we gonna be able to get the dehumidifier for the museum when we get the others too?
Well, if it's not gonna be open. But if it's gonna be open, I don't see, I mean, it probably needed anyway if you're gonna have stuff in there that's gonna mold.
Well, it would ruin the books, I'd imagine, wouldn't it?
Probably
in
need
the
dehumidifiers.
Museum.
Museum.
I would think so.
I mean, this 6,415, why don't we,
How much is the police
why don't we
computer?
just do the 23,1592 for health, welfare, and, I mean, and then we can, once the state approve it, then we can budget for what we want.
Well,
We just
why
need
don't
a
we all go
report.
ahead and budget what we're wanting? She don't have to tell them. I mean, she can just write it
Well, she
generally.
can't write air conditioner or
That's
stove
what I'm
and
saying,
all
but
that
she
now.
could, whatever she said, whatever you and her, what y'all said a while ago, it had to be it could be a general, didn't have to be itemized until we spent it. What did you say about that, Benita?
Community center repairs and updates?
Yes.
Yeah.
She would just put it, the balance of it in that, and then we have the list of how we wanna spend it. So, if the floor needs doing first, then spend that, whatever, after you get it sent in, and whatever.
Right.
But we do have down for the police computer, right?
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to come out whether we buy it out of general fund or whatever. We're not looking at that I'm not looking at that as far as the pandemic concerned.
Oh, okay.
Cause we got to have that to operate the police department, so.
Well, that,
And if you allocated $2,000, you may possibly be able to get 3 computers. If we go with something very basic, you're not gonna need a lot of memory or anything like that, because nothing's gonna be stored on it.
You really only need Chromebooks.
Right, I mean, so we can go with something quite a bit cheaper,
I mean, I wouldn't do a
To
Chromebook
buy those
because
three
it
computers,
can
but-
walk off, but I mean, just something real basic as a Chromebook. Cause they're not storing documents,
that's right.
they're taking all that stuff home with them,
Right.
Well,
or emailing it to a teacher.
I would say no more than 2, until it gets up and running. Next year, we can.
And that'll give me time to kinda go through the other ones that Karen's son did too, and see how they are.
But see, what I was looking at is us getting by the state right now.
Yeah.
And if we just, instead of trying to itemize all this stuff right now, if we just, we got 16,800 for the sirens, 15,000 on the truck. Now, if we do the 23,1592 to where we can file with the state, we can file that under health and welfare and what was that,
Oh,
What's-
Updates
that's what
and
it was,
repairs.
Health
health and
Yeah.
welfare, yeah. Yeah,
Why couldn't you put the whole balance of it in there?
well, that's what I'm saying, put the whole
Yeah.
23 and then we,
And
once
then we
they,
spend off this list.
yeah, then we spend off what we want to, it's what it comes to.
I think it needs to be a mutual decision between all of us.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
I
we're trying to
think-
reach, ain't
I don't think you need to be too general, because you don't want them to deny us.
But
So
You
I
take the
think
list-
if you do put it, that it's updates and repairs, that gives it a purpose. Even though we are giving a general overview of it, it does give it a purpose. So if you were gonna buy park equipment, that gives it a purpose, even though you might budget, $2,000, you may not spend 1,000 of it. But it still gives it a purpose.
Well, I think we do need playground equipment too.
Well, we'll have to do that on the next round, I think.
Have some benches and concrete at the landing.
Are the benches down there like the ones that we bought here in town?
They're metal.
They're just like the ones in there, I think.
I
They
think
are
so,
me-
they're metal,
From
And
Lowe's?
they were
They're
very
different.
inexpensive.
they're different design.
Yeah, I
But
think
they're
they,
from
those in
Lowe's, right?
town, you know,
I
for the
think-
volunteers, they were like
I
$120.
think what we're failing to, Ms. Maynard or Ms. Morgan, y'all, what we're failing to understand is, what we need to do tonight is to get the state to approve the 79,000 we got, and if we did the 23,000, $15.92 on health, welfare, and stuff like that, then once they say, okay, I mean, that covers everything in the city, even the benches at the park. I mean, if you're gonna put benches down at the river, that would cover that also.
Okay.
What we need to, what we're trying to do is just, provide the state with, an idea of how we wanna spend that money. And of course, we did it on the police cruiser, we do it on the maintenance truck, on the sirens, and then the rest be health and welfare.
But I think we've kinda itemized how we're gonna spend it, we
Yeah.
don't wanna tell them, but, and so I think, if I'm not speaking out of turn, I think when it comes to spending the money, we wanna work off this list.
Right,
And so we need to add the
park
2,
benches.
3, or 4 park benches, I don't know how many we would have room for. How many you think we
Can we
have
do it
room
as a
for?
general, like park upgrades and repairs?
Well,
Because, I mean, since we're saying this is community center,
well,
So what if they cost what I'm a piece?
Well, they're like probably $150 now each on the benches.
So
and
that's
then
$600
yeah.
for 4?
Yeah, and then adding some concrete, so that's not a deal. We'll
Well,
just
how-
see, but I mean, I guess
how
if
do
we
you
can
feel
work
about adding
part
4
of it,
benches?
because what if we get in there and the floors don't cost as much as what we thought it was gonna be?
well, that's why I'm saying
Yeah,
that we
in the
can
gym.
accredit this 23,1592 to health and welfare, then you can use it for about anything once the state clears it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're just trying to get cleared right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this has been real productive
But-
on,
Yeah, but she'll know Monday how to word it if she get in on the thing, girl. If not, then we'll have to come back and review our notes to see how to write it up. But we can write it up, because it's all, like I say, it's a $10 million exemption for the city expenses, what it is, so. Instead of putting down stove and benches and all that, we'll just cover it with one
general,
general deal, and then we disperse it as we, once they say, okay, you approved, and then we can put it in our budget, and we can just spend it as such.
would
So-
you, so we'll add 4 park benches to that, but, how will we know, and y'all how will we know, when you get the money?
We got the money.
I know, okay, when we start spending the
Okay.
money, when we get approval to spend the money, will you, Vanita, whomever say, okay, we've got the money approval to spend it, and
Then-
we work off of this
That's
list?
right.
So there's no change in this list, in other words?
Right. I mean, we ain't gotta change it right now, we just need to get covered to where once the money's
I'll just set
approved.
it up in a spreadsheet, and then that way we can, track it too.
And you'll remind us of what we're supposed to do? Does anybody else have anything? Preacher?
Okay,
Get our
so,
community center right, and we'll go from there.
yeah, and then we might could put it down as infrastructure, health and welfare infrastructure upgrade, I don't know, we'll
Yeah.
know
She'll know
Monday how to
Monday.
list it, right?
Yeah.
And then, once we get it listed as that, then all this other stuff will fall in that, under that, you see. Okay, so, Benita, did you get that? So we just gonna we're gonna appropriate, now what she is gonna list is 15,000 for the police cruiser, and she's gonna list 16,800 for the sirens, she's gonna list 15,000 for the maintenance truck, it might not cost 15,000.
What are you gonna do with the one you got?
I guess we'll sell it, it ain't gonna bring much, but I mean, it's smoke like.
Well, whatever you sell it for,
It's a 2002,
I know,
so, we could get something out of it, and,
well, you can sell the
It
truck
might.
a lot.
yeah.
I put it on my
Yeah.
truck on Facebook, and it sold in
Yeah, but
30 minutes.
this truck out there ain't got no dash in it,
Oh,
the
no.
whole dash is gone, but it was like that when we bought it.
Yeah.
But it run good, you see, and it served the purpose for this long. So 56,800, and then the other we can put under infrastructure, repairs, health and welfare repairs, and then we can break it down in categories, what we wanna use it. Okay,
Let me make sure I'm agreeing with you. I've got 25,000 for police vehicles,
right,
maintenance vehicle 15,000,
right,
siren upgrade 16,800,
right. That's 56,000.
community center repairs and updates 16.
Well, I don't recommend that we put down community center. I think we just need to use, what's left of the 79,800 after we do the police, the truck, and the sirens
Which
is
is
23,1592. So I think we just need to file with, you know, when we do the state, we just need to do the whole 23,1592 as
Infrastructure.
infrastructure, health and welfare upgrade.
Well, if you need to sort it out, if that's too much to put under category, you could separate the things that aren't pertaining to the gym, the 4 park benches or whatever.
Well, I think that that'll
She
cover
can-
from
you-
what I've seen on it. I think that if we do it that way, I think that it'll be approved, because actually a lot of towns that's got 10 million, they just, I mean, I think Jackson even done sidewalks or something, didn't they? They was talking about on the news. I saw it on the news, they was talking about doing some different stuff, but Monday, we'll just try to file the 23,015 to where we be able to use it for our list. Okay? And then we're still, I mean, even if we do the park benches and we do all that, we still gonna have $4,000 or $5,000 left to spend on. But if we list it like that, then anything under that, once it's approved under $10 million exemption, then we can spend it on anything. We just need to get it approved under 10 million exemption. So, have you got that now, Benita? 25 on the police, 15 on the maintenance truck, 16,800 on the sirens, and then 23,1592 on
For
infrastructure.
infrastructure or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, go ahead, y'all have anything?
No, I would just
I
like
have
making.
one more thing, it
they
doesn't
couldn't
pertain to
see.
this
Okay.
though, but I have a question that was brought to several of us that, so where the farmer's market little place is there downtown, those bushes are so big that there has been, some people that have been hiding back there. And when you come out from eating or you're downtown, it's just not a safe environment. Can we cut them trees down around there and repaint it so that we can see our surroundings, please? It would look much better, I'll say that.
Got a Michael Myers down here or something?
Well,
I
you
do.
know,
It ain't
if
gonna- I mean,
the,
it don't matter to me, it's up to the board. If y'all wanna cut them, then,
the
Well,
shrubs
it
are
needs
so
repainting,
tall, if
I
it was
think.
just to the railing, you would be able
well,
to
now,
see inside
we'll have to
there.
hire a painter, you know, cause our maintenance men, they ain't got time to do no painting. We only got 2.
Is that not vinyl? Some of it vinyl?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the rails were
I'll
vinyl.
have to look.
Yeah, they are, the
Yeah,
rails
yeah,
are
part of
vinyl.
it. I
Just the
thought-
posts are needed, just the
Okay.
posts.
Can the maintenance men cut the, things?
Back.
Well,
Cut
I
the
would,
bushes down, or, down lower than that handrail is,
Yeah,
and keep them looking
I'm
nice.
saying, do they need to be removed, or can we just try to trim them back some? It's springtime, I mean, can we trim them
That's
back?
fine.
Well, the kind of bush it
Well,
is,
they're gonna
you're
have to cut
supposed to
like this
trim it
much.
from the
When you do
inside
that, I
out.
don't know if it's gonna be dead.
You don't- They cut them like this now, but
Okay.
you trim that kind of bush from the inside. It grows out from the inside. It's not like a, whatever, I don't know.
Is
I
it
don't
an
know
Indiana?
nothing about anything but that because they're.
Are they back working full-time, or they're 2 or 3 days a
no,
week?
they still on 1 day a week right now. They'll start though probably at the end of this month before the festival.
Well, we probably need to get them back here, that's just in 2 more weeks, well, it's 3, actually, but get some things done there, we need some little beautifying here and there around don't you think?
I mean, they'll.
Flowers in red, white, and blue be so pretty around that pavilion, wouldn't it?
Say what?
Flowers in red, white, and blue, just kind of extend it on out.
But, I don't know that they'll get those, I mean, I don't know. I'll tell them about cutting those bushes lower. But we probably have to, give them a day to come in because that's quite a bit to cut and haul off now. I mean, it ain't gonna be no just running there.
Shoot, I
and
can go
cutting.
down there right now and cut them things off in 10 minutes.
Well, okay, you got the job. No problem, you got the job.
Hey, that would,
I got two quick things if I can.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna step up here real quick. So just to let y'all know of everything you've been talking about on that wish list, this little report is about things that I've been messing with it and looking at it and had a couple volunteers do some things. Some things are complete, some things are ongoing. Just, it's a lot to be done because we haven't, been able to really keep up. We don't have enough employees to do all this type of work. And so, we're getting volunteers and spending a lot of time doing things we can that don't cost a lot of money. So we've been trying to save as much money as we can doing things and a donation here and there. So there's a lot more to do at both Lincoln Park, over down 69 and then the ballpark. So y'all can just mull over that. It's not a big deal. I do want to also present the mayor and, I guess on behalf of Core Civic, South Central Correctional Facility, check for $2,000. This is for the event coming up. Core Civic is, they're gonna be making a banner for us. They support our town. We have several community members that work over there, along with myself. And so, that's for Mike Fields. We're gonna take $148 out of that to, make a banner. Has their name on it. So if anybody wants a job, they can call me. I try to help them get a job too. So they're big supporters of communities all around the country. And, this is part of their goodwill to us. So.
Thank you, Greg. $2,000, we appreciate that. Okay, one other thing before we, stop is the lease on the doctor's clinic. What I'm gonna do is, I've got the lease here that we have with Lifespan, and I read it 2 or 3 times a day, and I think it's excellent. And what I wanna do is, I'd like to give each one of you a copy of this lease, and you can take it home with you. And then if we need to alter anything before I give it to them, then we'll do it at the next city meeting, okay?
Are you gonna have the attorney look at it?
For what?
Just to,
We had
leases are,
well, we had this lease drawn up for Lifespan
yeah.
with an attorney, so, and I read it and I think it's sufficient myself.
Well, wouldn't have a clue.
Well, that's why I'm gonna give y'all a copy of it.
I mean, I wouldn't have a
Oh.
clue after you gave me a call.
Oh, yeah, you will. I think when you read this, I mean, I tell you what, I thought whenever we had the lease drawn up, I thought it would more be in the favor of Lifespan, but it's not. I think you'll find this very interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I just thought, maybe it's cause I've been driving Matt to law school and I hear all the whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
but this is,
thinking,
hey, Benita,
Law
can we just,
things are
do yours
complicated.
line it up when you print, I mean, when you make copies to
Emails.
come in order, or you have,
Oh, later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna get each all of them a copy. She's gonna get y'all a copy of this lease, but I think you'll find it sufficient, and it states in there that, of course, we'll change a couple things, like in their Lifespan had the lease for 2 years rent-free, and I think we give these people, I think we should give these people maybe a year rent-free.
Yeah,
And
I think
then
that's what we
too,
agreed on.
and it's got in there where they pay the utility bill, they pay the upkeep, maintenance, and, I mean, this is pretty much explanatory, this lease is. But like I say, we got 6 brains here, so, you know, if we see something that we think that we need to alter to benefit the city, then we need to do it then. And then we'll give them a copy of it, and if they agree to it, then we'll have it, but I
Well,
really.
how is, their end going? The
Well, she
doctor's
said-
office end, is it going good? They're
She
getting
said they are
permits?
ordering furniture for it now.
Oh,
so
cool.
I don't know, but what I called her today and, she's supposed to send me, cause on the lease it's got the contact information for the clinic, the name of the clinic, and the person that's responsible for the clinic, so I told her I needed that information to put in the lease. So, she's supposed to get that to me. She said she was on her way to Jackson today, but, and then it do specify in there too that the clinic, that it has to be used for what it's designated for, a doctor's clinic. It's got all of that in there, so, and they can't alter it, they can't sublease it, you know, while they got it leased, so I think that you'll find it pretty beneficial, and if you agree with it, then what we'll do is make the changes, from Lifespan to them, and they can sign it, we can sign it, and give them a year's rent
Sound good.
free. Okay, is it, Greg, you got a lot of these marked through, so just the ones not marked through.
Yeah,
is
the
what
ones
you're
that's
looking at.
marked through are the ones that's complete, to the best of my knowledge. And the ones that are not marked through, some of them I put a completion date, cause I had to do something specific. But anyway, that's just a working list. If anyone sees anything while you're in the parks that needs to be addressed, don't hesitate to call them. That includes community members, you know. We're trying to do the best we can with what we have and, make it better for everybody.
You didn't call election about streetlights, did you?
No, but I'm going to tomorrow.
No, I already, well, we called them
All
yesterday.
downtown's out there, aren't they?
Yeah,
They
and
should
that,
be
but
out
they said that happened, are y'all talking about on 69?
Yeah, and Willis Street.
No one told me about Willis Street.
Yeah, well, it happens all the time. It's a squirrel keep tripping it.
But
Okay,
if that
but-
happens, of course, they might could tell which light the squirrel trips, but, if that happens several times a year, that happens, can they not fix that, put a shield over, you know, the wire shield or
Well,
something?
you know, the squirrels chew through cable and everything too.
Where's our
They
squirrel
replace
hunters
mine
at?
every
So
other
it's
year.
just something we just live with, I mean, that the electric company just has to deal with.
Yeah.
And
And actually, I called him, yesterday, so they might be fixed now. He told me they tried to get to them today.
Well, I was gonna go by there after work. I'd gotten a phone call about that. Sally had called me about it. But, so you've already called him, so I don't need to. You're doing my job.
No, yesterday, I had an individual call and say, what about the streetlights? I called, the lady on the thing, girl, and she won't answer her phone. And I said, well,
The only reason I wouldn't answer my
yeah.
phone.
I said, well, I don't mind calling them. I said, I'll call them. So it was about 3:20.
Sally texted me, and, then I was gonna check with, I wanted to go out tonight and check and make sure, and I was gonna call him tomorrow. But, you know, if that's my job, you should tell him to call me again. And you don't have to do that.
Well, actually, it was the alderman that called me.
Which alderman, you?
Wasn't me.
he said she,
Oh, I didn't catch that. Who called
one
him?
of these two.
No, not me.
The mayor said the person that called him complained that I wouldn't
No,
answer
I
my
didn't say they
phone.
complained. I said they,
They said that they couldn't answer my, was that Greg? No, he's not a she.
Was Greg's
They
fault.
couldn't get a hold
No,
of
he
you.
said it's an alderman.
Couldn't find you, he was hiding behind those bushes.
There's no way.
well,
I may be
think
on my
I
phone,
think
but,
well, I think perhaps, you know what,
You make
maybe
a
they
big
can't
deal.
get a hold of you, or, I mean, I don't mind.
well, one time it can't get a hold of me. There's how many times that nobody can get a hold of you?
Well, it was just simple to call them over.
I know,
you
but
but
if-
I thought maybe you was camping.
Camping.
No, I had to cancel Steve's daddy's band.
The what?
Steve's daddy's real bad, we had to
okay,
cancel.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Greg, if I can ask this, is there something that we can do that's minor, to kind of get ready for Heritage up at the park area?
Minor to do, yeah, we've got some benches to pressure wash.
Yeah.
And we've got a part of the old tennis court fence that needs to be pulled back and tightened up, cause it's kind of sticking up, so it's that kind of stuff, yeah. Of
I'm
course, the
gonna get
maintenance
the-
guys, they'll get the grass and all that kind of thing for the.
I'm gonna get the trolley this weekend, Mayor. I'm gonna get the key from you by Friday and sign take it down to my house and pressure wash it and everything.
Are you,
Can you drive a bus?
Yeah.
with nobody in it especially?
Well, I'll have to get it, I'll have to charge, I've got to get the battery charged up on it, but I'll get the battery charged up and,
Yeah, if we're gonna start cleaning up, Eric, I talked to him today, and, Roger should be off this weekend, they're gonna look at that door and try to get it fixed and see what the deal is. And we just gotta get a jump on it, you know?
okay. Okay, do we have any other business to discuss? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second it.
Motion, Alderman Reed, second, Alderman Manning, meeting adjourned.